Hello, and welcome to part two of the Survey Distribution Qualtrics workshop from the Center for Teaching, Research, and Learning at American University. This is the second video in a two-part series. In this video, we will be finishing up the distribution channels and methods, including social media data, social media channels of distribution, as well as mobile channels of distribution. Uh, then lastly, we'll finish up with covering how to track the progress of survey distributions and how to pause data collection. All right, so we're going to open up Qualtrics now. Okay, so now that we have our survey opened in Qualtrics, under the distribution tab, we're going to go to social media on the left-hand side in the middle of the menu. And in the social media section of the distributions tab, we can see that it makes it easy to post your survey to social media websites. When you share a survey through this section, the social media site the respondent comes from to get to your survey will be recorded in each response as an embedded data field. So if you're trying to track which social media sites are getting the most data, or if people are responding differently depending on which site they're using, that'll be possible because you'll be tracking the embedded data. It'll be recorded as embedded data in your survey. So Qualtrics currently supports the following sites: Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Um, Note that Qualtrics uses pop-ups to connect to social media platforms. So if you're having any difficulty accessing these features, make sure you're enabling pop-ups on your browser. So to post your survey in the social media section, you'll find all of the different social media websites will have an icon here. As you can see, all 5 of them. You'll click your preferred social media platform and you'll fill out the login prompt. So for example, if we click this one, the Reddit one will take you to a login prompt here. I don't have a Reddit, that's why it's taking me to a login. But if you do have any of these accounts, you should just be able to log in quickly by just filling that information out. But if you are already logged in, you may not see the prompt. Um, so then you'll just follow the subsequent prompts from the social media site to post your survey link. And then it should post to any public page that you select, or you can post it in a group, but your profile on each site will be what is posting it. So keep that in mind, just to make sure that you are comfortable with that. Okay, and lastly, we're going to go to mobile distribution. In this case, it is the QR code right here. So under distributions, it'll be down toward the bottom of the left-hand side menu. So your survey's QR code that you see here is linked to the anonymous link. So when someone scans this code with a QR reader app on their mobile device, they're going to be immediately directed to your survey. It's a pretty convenient distribution option for receipts or posters or flyers or any other print media. You can also throw it on a PowerPoint slide at the end of a presentation. QR code distributions do not track identifying information from your respondents, just like the anonymous links, since that's what it's linking to. To generate the QR code, all you do is select the QR code on the left-hand side, like I did, and then you can download it by selecting the button right below the QR code. It's very simple and can easily distribute your survey if you're doing any kind of print media. All right. And then the last thing we're going to go over is how to pause data collection and what to do with incomplete survey responses. So if we go back to the distribution summary, uh, you'll see that it summarizes how many responses were gained from each distri- distribution and also track when your responses were given by date in the chart. We don't have very many responses, so in our example survey. So that's why there's not a lot of data here. But when you're doing a research survey, it'll be helpful to figure out which distribution methods work best for your research, especially if you're going to be doing any follow up research as well. And then when you're done collecting data in the left hand corner, you can see there's pause response collection. All you do is select that button, and then you will be prompted to decide what you want to do with survey sessions that are currently running. So the respondent hasn't finished to answer your survey. They may have started it and forgotten, and it's still up on their computer or their phone or what their tablet or whatever. Um, or they are currently in the process of taking it at that moment. So you can either stop them and record it as partial data, or you can allow them to finish. Um, so you make that decision, you select either one, and then you hit pause response collection, the red button. And then your response collection will be paused. You can do this while you are changing your survey or working on fixing something, or when you're just done collecting data once you've hit your um, the maximum amount of data you can take. So that's um, all options there. If you decide that you want to resume response collection, you'll notice that the button has turned in to resume response collection. So you would just hit that button again and your survey is active again. So that is a good way to control your survey if you need to make any edits or to pause the survey once you're done collecting data and need to analyze your results. Okay, thank you. I hope this workshop on distributions was helpful, and I hope it helps your research get as many responses as possible.